Well, morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? It's 1:05 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It is the June 6th, 2023. It's Tuesday. Then we were trying to see your zombie out here in Roseman, California. Mostly screwed up and sleep deprived. About normal. Okay. Well, getting away from all the damn diary degriever, we get into the usual crap. The zeros and ones still trying to program and reprogram me into thinking what it thinks I like. And then I end up like, excuse me? You notice a little bit. That's a bit nippy this morning, so I decided what the hell, I needed something to wear anyway to keep me warm. It's a good throw. It just toss it on yourself and not exactly an advertisement for something, is it? I mean, I don't know, is it? It's not an advertisement for anything. But what I am advertising at this point over here is getting up this morning and being sleep screwed up. Give me 1 second. Reminder myself to get the area guys over here to give me a new mask fitting somehow. Just send it by mail. I gotta find some way to send the old one back. Yeah, if you see things crawling around, it's not you, it's the bug war still. This early in the morning, these guys are up and about and wondering how come I'm up. I keep asking myself the same question. Well, with me being sleep deprived half the time, now I gotta deal with the bugs. Daytime, nighttime, doesn't matter. I get to deal with the bugs. And speaking back to the zeros and ones again, I was just perusing YouTube just to see what was going on. And one particular gentleman on YouTube, I think he calls himself Mr. David Packman, he was talking about wokeism and how two people defined it. And I'm looking, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And it's either the elitism in me is like trying to figure these guys out, or, and I can't be elitism unless I'm going through a college. And therefore, I would have to have the arrogance necessary to say, I know more than people because I read things in books. Ha ha ha. Then I must have had that damn arrogance going through my life at this point over here because, yeah, I read a lot of books, different things. I was a bookworm, book fanatic, addicted. Wanted to be one of those great writers. I kept reading. And I kept looking at myself thinking, I suck when it comes down for the technique. But for the ideas, I keep it in the back of my head because a lot of them are pretty good. But they actually never actually got me into a point of thinking what wokeism is because I never heard of the damn term until, was it back to 2016 or later than that when I'm hearing all these damn politicians popping them up and scaring the hell out of people. It's like the boogeyman's out there. Boogeyman, boogeyman, boogeyman. No, don't hear it. I was waiting for that 1970s disco to come out. Somebody's coming sliding on out. Go, I'm the boogeyman, I'm the boogeyman. Turn me on. I'm the boogeyman, I'm the boogeyman. I'm like, holy shit, where's the rubber band man? I don't hear him. So, yeah, I got a problem with the terminologies these people have these days of what the hell is supposed to be. Wokeism? I never even heard of the damn shit. Pardon my language. But I'll say it again. I never heard of the damn terminology. You kidding me? What the hell is this damn stuff? I mean, I turn on the dictionaries and I'm looking at the stuff like I should have been reading about this one a few years back in political science. We never covered this at all. It was just one of those terminologies you should have been sticking out. Didn't. Because we didn't cover anything like this in the first place. Last time I was in a political science class back at the college. It was back several years ago, I think. Before COVID. Had to have been COVID. Before COVID. I was actually sitting down in a classroom. My brother was alive during that time. Must have been about 2016, 2017. So in that area, we didn't even cover wokeism because we didn't even hear of it. What was it? I think 2024 they came out with the wokeism. I'm like, what? Ron DeSantis was screaming wokeism, 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 woke, 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 woke. And I'm thinking, are we talking about people who have problems regarding physical alertness or something else? Because that's something I don't understand. Uh, to me, woke is the opposite of sleep. That's the only terminology I understand about woke. Uh, an adjective? Past action? You know, if you're going to be doing an action, you're waking up. It's one thing. You're waking up, which means your body and your brain are getting itself organized to get yourself out of a sleep state, which you were in, and putting yourself back into a reality. And you may be disorientated and tired as hell, but you'll be awake, just not completely there. You woke up. Your brain told you, or your biological clock somewhere in there. The bladder usually works for me. Tells me, get up. I get up. Then I go to the restroom and I do my business and come back out. Then it takes me a while just trying to get back into the zone again. But I was awake. But I woke up. Getting out of the sleep state. Getting out of that mental fog. Nothing political. It's just it's biology. It's a biological term. What the hell is this damn woke crap? Liberal? We're against liberalism now? We're against things happening these days and now we call it wokeism? Ism is supposed to be, let's see, activism. Well, you're active and it's ism and it's supposed to be some kind of action. Oh, good lord, do I gotta define the terminology again this morning? Too damn early, my brain's still having a problem. Alright. Miriam, I need you. Alright. Miriam, tell me what ism is. ISM. ISM. Okay, here we go. Well, it's either a noun suffix or a noun. Try this one. Okay, under Merriam-Webster-Dictionary.com, or just Merriam-Webster.com. The system is identifying ism. And there's a lot of isms in this thing. Okay. First off, we're talking about noun. So, excuse me. A distinctive doctrine, cause, or theory. Number two, an oppressive and especially discriminatory attitude or belief. And they got a little explanation saying we all got to come to grips with our isms, according to a Joycelyn Elders. Then we switch over to the noun suffix, which is an act, practice, or process. Okay, like criticism, plagiarism, activism, wokeism. Okay, B. Manner of action or behavior characteristics of a specific person or thing. Animalism. C. A prejudice or discrimination on the basis of a specific attribute. Racism or sexism, if you want to use the words in that. 2A. Okay, that's what it says 2A. State, condition, property. Barbarism. This is Merriam-Webster. I'm not making this stuff up. Abnormal state or condition resulting from excess of a specific thing, like alcoholism. That I can understand. Or marked by resemblance to such a person or thing, like giganticism. You want to talk about giganticism? How about Andre the Giant, a former wrestler, long time ago, passed away because of his body. Certain organs of his body could not keep up with this gentleman's metabolism. He was a giant of a man, and he practically died of a heart attack. But he was a giant, or dwarfism. I'm sorry to put this in here, if it's discriminatory. Sorry. Dwarfism, little people. There are actors who had dwarfism. Billy Barty was one of them. Comedian, but also an actor. Uh, there were little people in the film Wizard of Oz who played the Munchkins left and right. I can see his face clearly enough. The movie Willow that Ron Howard did back in the 90s. Tried to relive it again on Disney Plus. Disney Plus pulled the damn thing. But it was pretty damn good, too. Hold on. I'm just going to... Give me 1 second. I see the guy's face. I mean, it's familiar enough. The guy's Warwick Davis. I love this guy's action. I love this guy's work. He was also in the Harry Potter series. He's played several characters in there. Some of them recurring. Wonderful, warm actor. He knows his stuff. Just sorry that his film on Disney Plus got pulled. I'd love to get the DVD sent to it. And they didn't continue on with the series because somehow they didn't think it was worth it. They were looking at the numbers at that point and it just said, okay, it's not going anywhere. I mean, it was nice he was trying to continue his old series to the new one here years later. But I wish they could have continued on. It would have been nice. It would have been interesting to see it. I'd seen this old picture. It was cool. I was a lot younger too. He was also in the in the Return of the Jedi. He played one of the Ewoks. I think he played Wicket. Not bad for a kid. Okay, so that's an example of what I was talking about, dwarfism and giganticism. Okay, so that's for that one. Okay, here we go. Doctrine, theory, religion, Buddhism. I can understand that one. Adherence to a system or a class of principles. Stoicism. Behavior, basically. You're stoic. But you have this certain mental condition or this technique to keep you not reacting to other things. You're very stoic. You're very stiff. Characteristic or peculiar feature or trait. Colloquialism. Oh, good Lord, what the hell is that? Are we being a little bit out of the formal, sir? Should we not continue being colloquial? Oh, good Lord, where do you come from? I come from L.A., man. Had to have fun with this stuff, that's for sure. Okay, anything else? Okay, but it doesn't talk about on Merriam-Webster of the what are we using it for these days? Wokeism. You really want me to put that in there? Okay, okay, we're going to be putting that in there. I have no idea, and this damn thing is a pain in the ass. Here we go. It doesn't even recognize the damn thing. How did I spell this thing correctly? Good lord. Alright, let's see. I have to be pronounced. Okay, Google will get it. I'll find something for it anyway. There we go. Okay, now we slide it on over to the Merriam again. Because now I know what the hell I'm looking at here. Okay. Now these guys are watching this word. Woke. The new sense of woke is gaining popularity, according to Merriam-Webster.com. Okay, what they know, and this is their terminology on this one. Woke is now defined in this dictionary as, quote, aware of and actively attentive to important facts and issues, quote, or especially issues of racial and social justice, and identified as U.S. slang. It originated in African American English and gained more widespread use beginning in 2014 as part of the Black Lives Matter movement. By the end of that same decade, it was also being applied by some as a general pejorative for anyone who is or appears to be politically left-leaning. Well, what can I say? There was a comedian out there who did those things a lot, and I miss this guy. It'd make you laugh like crazy on those days. Okay, an update. This word was added in September 2017. Okay, without sound effects. If you frequent social media, you may well have seen posts or tweets about current events that are tagged with the stay woke. Woke is a slang term that is easing into the mainstream from some varieties of a dialect called African American Vernacular English, sometimes called AAVE. In AVE, awake is often rendered as woke, as in I was sleeping, but now I'm woke. That's the terminology I grew up listening to, and this is the thing I was taught. I mean, it goes further and further onto this particular page concerning about the origin and meaning of this word. I mean, they really do tear this thing apart left and right. But for the bottom line here, basically we're talking about a biological function here, and it's written in a way that it sounds like it's not a biological function, just normal. We're using it these days as political crap. Wokeism, man! It's coming after us, oh my god! It's the black helicopters from the UN! They're coming to get us! Here I am, come get me. You think I'm going to be living and dealing with that one in the first place? Come on, give me a break. I heard that sob story for God knows how long. I heard so many people on buses talking about, watch out for the UN! They're coming to get us! They're coming to get us! They're coming to get us! Are you kidding me? The UN is in New York, surrounded by New York's finest. It's got water surrounding the area. You got cops surrounding the area. Where are they getting these so-called soldiers and these black helicopters? Where are they getting all these fleets of black helicopters? And how are they going to take over the country? Don't you understand? There! understand that you're a guy losing your mind. I laughed and I scoffed at people with this kind of condition. I heard it. I looked at them, and I'm thinking, you guys need the padded cell with the Thorazine sticking in your arm. Not to mention a straitjacket for your uniform. And it was an old type of drug back then. I heard it back in the 80s. I even heard of Xanax. Xanax, you popped a pill in, but Thorazine, you could stick it into the syringe and then stick it into someone's body. Get them calmed down enough. Or spaced out enough, if you give them enough dosage on it. But I don't get it. They use a biological term for social awareness. What the hell is this crap? Oh, they use it for the leftists because this is a good way of attacking people who are thinking on the left. Well, I am. Well, I got a right-sided brain still working, so it means my left side is still working, so I'm a lefty. But leftism? I'm liberal, or a libtard as they call them, or libturd. I'm a Democrat, which makes me definitely the target for that one. It doesn't make me a socialist. I'm a progressive kind of guy, but sometimes I'm getting older, and that's not sometimes I'm getting older. Let's get that rephrased. I am getting older. Some things I'd like to have remaining, but I know idea progressive doesn't like it. But it doesn't mean I'm turning into a conservative at this point where everything has to go back in time. Including attitudes, freedoms, civil liberties, our judgment on people, our idea of people, our own ideas about ourselves. I'm discovering more and more the older I get, the more I wanted to go back in time and relive the portions I was growing up with, because I miss those times. I miss them. The problem is I can't go back to get them. So what am I supposed to do? Go after people left and right? Because they have a different idea, they get a different agenda. Things are becoming newer and newer, and other people are like, I can't deal with the newness. Ew, no, 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 no. It's wokeism, it's wokeism. So now we corrupt and use this terminology to being social awareness, or social crap, I call it. I'm aware socially. I really could give a rat's butt about being socially aware about a lot of things at this point. How about that? How does that grab you? You think I care about all this damn stuff that they're screaming and yelling about? It's the fear mongering. That's all it is. It's fear mongering. As for one particular comment, said I could have been a hypnotherapist. Just look at the screen and tell you with the voice I have right now, you will be following under my spell. You will listen to what I'm saying and controlling your mindset here. Isn't it maddening? And you're relaxed at this point. You will sleep. You will sleep. You will sleep. Screw this noise. Let me shut down the computer. I'll go back to bed. Yeah, I know. I got a problem with wokeism these days. I don't know what the hell these people want. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't want to get it. But if I'm getting it, then I'm figuring I should be asleep, not this woke shit. Woke is you're out of the sleep stage and you're still trying to gather your thoughts and be conscious to deal with the state of alertness, the state of wakefulness, dealing with your surroundings and what's going on. I look at my surroundings. You know what I got? Bug war. Cockroaches crawling around. Part of my body still is having problems sleeping. I got a medical establishment that wants to put me under with drugs. I don't want the drugs. I've got a thing against drugs, except certain drugs I'll take, and I know they're probably worthless. But the power of the brain and the power of the mind has to be overcoming the objections to let the medications do its job. And once I got that mindset going on, I'm awoke to the idea. Tylenol, medications, been out there for decades. I used this stuff when I was a kid, especially when I was having headaches all the time. Drove me nuts. Drove me crazy to the point where I couldn't even use it. Because if I did, I'd have to lay down because it was that powerful for me as a young kid. I get older, and my body's like, what the hell is this shit again? It's called Tylenol. Oh, not this crap again. Try me something else already. I got a headache that's going to be killing me. Motrin. Aspirin. Give me the Tylenol. Okay, pop into extra strength. Let's see what the hell happens. And then usually lie down or just relax and just let the medication do its work. There's no Tylenol for me to get rid of this political crap going on these days. It's too much of a migraine, a social migraine, I'd call it. I've got no terminology for this one. I'm just trying to deal with it. Meanwhile, I don't think I'm emotionally triggered enough to go for the Diary of the Griever named John Weaver style. This is just me waking up and wondering why the hell I'm awake this morning. Oh, yeah, that's right. I still have things to take care of regarding college, financial requirements I got to go through. It seems that my college, every year or so, we have to qualify for our financials. In order for us to do that, we got to understand how the process works. And we have to watch videos, take notes, and then go to the testing. And if our brains are working and wakeful during that time, if they are awoke or awake, or if they're alive, I might be able to retain some of the information necessary to pass the quiz. I'm not ready alive for this crap in the morning. You kidding me? What am I doing? Crap.